Hi, welcome to Tai Chi Class 7. So I wanted to say a bit about why people might continue with the Tai Chi practice. Different for everyone, but many reasons to choose from. For me, that it's a relaxing, calming way to meditate, building personal power, leg strengthening, relieving tension in the back, improving martial skill, protecting myself from injury, working on posture, something we're going to look at today. It feels healthy to me and I enjoy it. It's common to finish practice and sort of feel magically different and not necessarily know why. Maybe the meditation aspect or the meridian stretches in the moves we do, which support the energy system and the organs and make you feel uplifted. Tai Chi is giving myself a gift. And it's a gift that keeps on giving because there are always more discoveries and more refinements. I wrote a bit more about the benefit and practice of Tai Chi in the description to the first two videos, so do go back and look at them. So class 7, after 6 weeks, I needed to do a bit of a stock take of how this class was going. It has moved faster than teaching an introductory course in 3D, with not having the student interaction. I sort of intended to post weekly to hold space for a weekly practice like I usually do, but it didn't make sense to record almost the same class each week, so why I've ended up introducing more concepts than I usually would, and some maybe quite advanced because I don't have the confused faces in front of me reining me in. Moving forward, I will have to keep introducing the new choreography, new theory, to avoid this sort of recording the same video each time. To try and balance that by holding space for the practice time, and you'll have to tune in and out of what resonates. Ultimately, Tai Chi is about repetition for improvement. There are no secrets in Tai Chi, says Professor Cheng Man Ching. It's just practice. So the regular repetition, I would do in a live class. Some of that you'll just have to do by yourself, repeating previous classes. You can review certain bits. I've added times in the video descriptions, so you can dip into the right part of the videos if you prefer certain exercises and want to follow along that way, or if you prefer the form to the Qigong, you can go to that part of the class. So it's up to you to work out what's best for you. I suggest focusing on one concept that feels like it's what you need, and that might be something that you just want to practice for a few weeks. They're going to be different for everyone, so introducing new things, see what feels appealing for you. Regular practice is important to build up the art. Try to have a designated practice space, even if this needs clearing each time. And time-wise, whatever works for you, maybe the same time each day, maybe 10 minutes a day, maybe 2 classes a week, or sessions. So just to give yourself the discipline and structure that you need. Please do email me with comments, questions and observations. Today, this is something I've been working on. It's really nice. I kind of felt like I needed it to counterbalance this emphasis of grounding, which is something we really needed as well. But this is balancing with this upright. So I'm going to read a bit from this. Wu Flowenthal's There Are No Secrets, Professor Cheng Man Ching in his Tai Chi Chuan. So he's talking about this principle of, as direct quote from Cheng Man Ching, you should imagine that you were suspended from heaven by a string connected to the point in the centre of the skull, to having this upright. He says you could practice for 30 years, but if you did not pay attention to the top of the head suspended from heaven, your practice would be wasted. He's quite hard. In Taoist physiology, the spine is the pillar of heaven, with nerves and internal organs connected to it. And then direct quote from Cheng Man Ching: "If the pillar of heaven collapses, what hope can there be for a person's health?" So there we go. So let's start by standing, obviously. And firstly, Ming still valid this, and really important in Tai Chi. This is one of the other of the three treasures. This first treasure is the connected to the heavens, but this connecting with the feet first, and it was about kind of how, because people tend to carry anxiety and tension up here, this making the body heavy, melting down into the ground, feeling that connection with the feet, so we're bending the knees, and then just tilting the pelvis or pushing the base of the spine forwards. We're upright, just feeling the jaw heavy, shoulders, arms, and just feeling supported by the earth. And this is really nice. But it's nice to feel grounded, but we don't want to fall into this sort of trap of kind of collapsed and just feeling like we want to be like a puddle on the floor, which there are days when we all feel like that, I think, and there's some really heavy energy going on at the moment with loads of planets in retrograde, and we're heading into eclipse season, and I'm feeling this need to, although I'm connected with the ground, I need to be standing up tall and like owning my space in the universe. So we're having this, as Cheng Man Ching says, imagining a thread connected to the very top of your head, and imagine this connected to, the top of the universe, and that we're hanging here, that there's having this upright quality. So the hanging, it helps with the grounding as well, but it's so then this makes more sense with our eagle flying as we're sinking and rising. So sinking down, relaxing into the earth, and then rising up, having this straightness in the spine. Or he talks about pushing the crown of the head up to the ceiling. Just standing up tall. Breathing in, coming out, gathering the strength and for the posture. Breathing out, coming down, relaxing. And then just allowing the arms to extend out as you're coming up. And just playing with seeing, focusing on the feet, focusing on the crown of the head, one at a time, both together. Just not worrying too much if the mind's wandering, thinking about other things. Just coming back to the breath. To balance this sort of sinking and heaviness as well, this upright, it's like an alive energy. Something else I quite like for this from the energy healing site is one of the tips for supporting the third eye chakra, imagining the head's a balloon and allowing it to align this, to improve the alignment of the spine. This, I believe, as well is sort of thing they work on in Alexander technique for posture. So we're covering a few bases here today, just with our Same eagle flying exercise. Shake it out. Shake the legs out. And then maintaining that upright quality. Now we're going to look at Stork stands in the water. The first in the 5 immortals. I think this is where we're up to. Doing this one and then moving hands like clouds. So firstly, just remembering we're shifting into and turning into one side, stretching away from the knee, opening here, shifting and turning, having that tucked under, stretched up tall, shifting and turning, and then the arms in a fixed structure, just being moved as we turn the hips. Feeling a circle in the arms and hands. Shifting and turning, turn around for a bit, people find that easier. The elbows are expressed outwards, so we've got space in the armpit, not got collapsed. Feeling in the arms, open. And then just again, once you've got a flow of this, or you might go in and out of flow, that's fine. Just seeing where, if you want to meditate on into the soles of the feet. Soles of the feet feed back through the knees, twisting, coming up. I want to feel complete connection with the ground, even when we're shifting away. And then the crown of the head again. Suspended between heaven and earth. Alignment of the spine. Shake it out. And then we're going to do weighing the grain, so same shifting and turning. And then if you remember the arms, it's bending at the elbow. The upper arm is relatively fixed. This is in a lot of the Tai Chi moves, and it's rotating. And then as the hips move, this bend and rotation comes over. So we move with the palms connected. So firstly, still might be working on the choreography of the arms, Trying to keep the arm relaxed, keeping the shoulder sunk down. Elbows pushing forwards. Wrists floating. And then with this in the arms, harder then to go back to thinking about all of the things we were thinking with the legs and with the head and with the arms. So just cycle around and trust that your mind will go where you need it to go, and then just stop and reset if you need to reset. If you want to just do the legs without the arms to focus in on the other stuff, that's fine too. So different things going on here. It's nice to feel into the energy between the palms, the connection between the palms, and going around the ball, the Tai Chi ball, making sure you're not straining the knees. Just making the turn in the hips. Doesn't have to be a big turn. We're not aiming for a big roundy here as well. Just a slight upwards, up and down with the hands. Don't need to be holding the ball from top to bottom, each end. Breathing deep into the belly. And soles of the feet. The base of the spine, stretching down to the ground. And stretching up, neck and spine in line. Imagining a thread going up to the sky. Feeling relaxed and alive at the same time. Shake it up. I'm going to get a quick drink. So, for our walking practice, forward stance, shifting back, opening the hips. If you're still working on the choreography, that's fine. If you're ready to start meditating into different parts of the body, this is a great one for, we were talking about a few classes back there, we were doing balance, so having this, I'm not sure, having being suspended from a string here and being grounded into the ground at the same time is how we great for the balance. And it's important to have an upright quality with this walking. It's quite common to sort of lean over and be tilting at the hips. We're staying upright, so we're trying to move on the same plane as we are doing most of the form. There's a few up and down bits. So turning, shifting into diagonal, picking up the back foot, putting it down again, shifting and squaring the hips to the front, the back. Ensure the knees and toes are in line, hips open. Remembering to breathe I might talk a bit more about the breathing I do with the movements, maybe do that next week. Shake the legs out from the shoulders. Just swinging the arms a minute, just feeling the energy in the arms, since we've not been doing anything with them, just waking them up a bit, and loosening in the shoulders, shoulder blades, like we did last week. Was it last week? Last class or the class before? Swinging the arms like wet rope. And just, we hold a lot of tension in the face, just remembering to relax the jaw. There's another one where there's another going where you sort of shake your face, but I'm not going to do that one. So I don't think, it doesn't really make sense to, if you like the part of the class where I demonstrate the form, then go back to the other videos I've already done and watch. Maybe after this would be actually quite a nice way to, it's quite a nice way to end your practice. In as much as I enjoy doing it, there doesn't seem much point in videoing it over and over again. So we're going to crack on because quite exciting today. We're going to learn single whip. So let's go up to where we were, which must be push. Probably easiest for now to copy me from behind. I'll start by copying me from behind anyway. So starting posture, heels together, toes facing into the diagonals, 45 degrees each. And just sinking in here, and even if it all goes out of your head as soon as you started moving, just having the grounding here, connected up from the top of the head, shoulders heavy, knees slightly bent, just taking a few deep breaths deep into the belly. Just filling up and relaxing, and then we're sinking into the right hand side, stepping out, shifting to the left, turning to the front. Standing up, moving hands like small heavenly circles. Stepping into ward off left. Shift, change the hands, turning in the back foot. Ward off left. And turning to the right, pivoting on the ball of the right foot, small step. Shift and turn, forward stance. Roll back. And press. Push. If that is still feeling quite confusing, it's still feeling quite confusing for everyone, even me sometimes. If you want to press on, obviously we don't have to get it perfect before we move on, but if you do like to feel a bit more grounded with it, a bit more practiced with it, just go back and do that bit of the video. Maybe I'll do it one more I'll do one more from this way as well. We'll do one more to get up to there. Single whip. So starting posture. Stepping out. Moving your hands like small heavenly circles. Ward off left. Ward off right. Roll back. Press. Push like an ocean wave. So, shake the legs out. So far we've done this quarter turn. So it can get confusing with the direction. It gets confusing the further we go in as we're changing direction all the time. And I'm changing orientation. The front is the heaven side, back is the earth. And then we have the right is water and the left is fire. So far we've been turning to the water side, and single whip takes us from water. We're doing a 180, going all the way to fire. In Chinese medicine and philosophy, the water element supports water-related element exercises support the kidneys, and heart, fire side represents the heart. So we're starting to open the body here, starting to open the heart space. We go from, I'm going to have to explore angles, but because I'm going to be turning away from you, it might be confusing if I do 180 now. I'll do it from this angle. For now, front push. Come back. Push. This is quite a challenging step. That's where we'll be really glad of our balancing practice that we've been doing last few weeks. So to break it down, you need to start with your forward stance in the right way around. I just realised. Right foot forwards. Yes. We'll just do the feet first. It won't matter which direction I am for that. Start here. Forward stance into the. The water. This from the water fire. Heaven and earth is from the Chinese. The 8 directions in the I Ching, like an ancient Chinese philosophy book. The other 4 directions are the diagonals. I'm not going to. I'll save those for another day. When we do, I don't think I've demonstrated yet. There's one called stepping into the 4 corners, where I'll use those. That's in the 3rd section of the form. Anyway, forward stance. Facing to the water direction. We shift the weight back, hips square, and then turning the hips. As the hips turn, this sort of hip, knee, toe alignment. The foot turns as far around as possible without twisting the knee. So for some people this might be more of a shuffle. You sort of turning this right foot to face the left foot, and then you shift the weight so we're back in the right, and allowing that turning of the hips springs around, and then we're ending up in a forward stance, facing all the way around the other way. left foot forwards. So it's actually, I think, going to make more sense. It might be confusing, but you're going to be able to see more if I practice it from this direction. Which is not the direction we've been doing it in. This is water to fire. Forward stance, right foot forward, left foot pointing diagonal. Shifting backwards and into the left foot. Turning the hips and the right toes around, and then shifting into the right foot, allowing the left foot to come up, hips are turning, 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 all the way around. Obviously be careful with your balance, put your foot down if you need to, and this is, I'm doing it super slowly. And then try and put the foot down without thundering down like an elephant, which takes many years of practice. So don't worry for now. Shake the legs out. Forward stance. 70% of the weight in the front, 30% of the weight in the back. Shifting all of the weight back. So the toes come up, turning the right toes around, and then shifting all of the weight into the right, and then picking up the left foot, bringing it around, so that we're ending up in a forward stance, perfect forward stance, the other direction, feet hip width. So if you need to do this in smaller steps, depending on your balance, and if you're feeling strain on the knees, you have to really open the hips. You might need to adjust the foot here. It's fine to just get to the end of your posture and then adjust. Takes a lot of practice to refine. One more. Shifting back, turning the right toes around, shifting to the right, picking up the left foot, coming down, forward stance. I just turn my toes there. It's quite hard to do that. Turn then from here all the way round to the right place to be in the forward stance this way. Which is kind of manageable until we put in the arms. So the arms. So this kind of has I've always thought has a bit of a zombie feeling to it at the beginning. So we've got our arms out from push, and the arm stays fixed for this first shifting back and turning. And then as we're shifting all of the weight back into the right foot, we shift back, and the hands come and make a small ball around here, belly, and then we make the whip, they call it. So this is I think the idea is that all of the fingers are placing and touching the thumb, kind of like this. This is a strike. So, zombie, back, around, coming in here, making a small ball around the dantian, forming the whip, and then there's this opening as the leg comes out, the arms come out. This one ends up like push, but one-handed. And this, I don't want the Tai Chi, we don't have the arms going behind the centre line of the body. There's a stretching upwards and outwards, and there's this drawing, like drawing a thread, as with this separation There's a whole nother philosophy on separation energy in Tai Chi. I'll save that for another day. Single whip. So, a few hundred of them. Back. Round. Shifting to the right foot. Small ball. Pivoting on the left foot. Forming the whip. Again. I think this is probably the best way to show it. I'm going to stick with this angle, I think. Back. Around. Shift. Step. Turning in the back foot. Push. So I'll leave you to go over that bit, and we'll do one from the beginning up to there. This one, then which direction shall I face? I'm going to face this way then, I think. I don't know how that's going to end up, we'll see. Settling again, starting posture. And sinking into the right hand side, stepping out. Moving hands like small heavenly circles. Shift left, shift right. Hold off right. Roll back and press. Push. Single whip. I'll do one from the beginning to single whip from a different direction. People that want to mirror. Sinking into the right hand side, stepping out. Moving hands like small heavenly circles. Ward off left. Ward off right. Roll back. And press. Push. Single whip. So So I'm going to leave it there for today. Happy practicing. Hope you're enjoying your Tai Chi, and I'll see you next week.